What's up guys, I'm Ben Newell, Global Ambassador for biOrb, and here are my 5 favourite terrariums in no particular order. So this beast of a terrarium was made in August 2021, and this terrarium has got hundreds of millions of views online because I made a series called Watch What Happens When I Put a Cucumber in a Terrarium, and that went on to become Watch What Happens When I Put a Courgette, a carrot, a raspberry. If you can think of it, I put it in here and film the bugs eating it. Other than feeding the bugs inside, I have probably watered it on about 6 occasions. So since August 21 till now, it's only been watered 6 times. It even went to the Chelsea Flower Show with me and helped me win a gold medal there. And people recognized this terrarium from the videos. So that was quite a warming thing for me. And I was working as a postman at that time, and Worcester Terrariums was a side business for me. So to take this to Chelsea, for people to recognize it was really warming. Inside are some amazing plants. So I have this one that's taken over. This tiny leaf plant is a type of fig, and it's called Ficus Columbia, though it does go under many other names, and it has totally taken over. It's also full of woodlice and millipedes, springtails, and the tiniest snails you've ever seen. The other plant in here is an asparagus fern, and it's neither an asparagus nor a fern, but I think you can agree with me that it's a very beautiful plant. So this terrarium is very special to me because of the journey that I've been on with it, and it has really helped propel my career as a content creator. Okay, so on a much smaller scale, this is one of my favorite terrariums. It's actually a very miniature orchid called Specklinia dressleri, which is quite rare but very easy to grow, and you can see just how tiny the leaves are. This is probably my favorite plant, and it's growing epiphytically on a piece of tree fern. So the tree fern does an amazing job of holding onto moisture but remaining airy at all times. And I used a bit of fishing wire to secure it to the tree fern, and once every few weeks I just give it a light spray with water to make sure that it's damp. And you can actually see that there are lots of other plants that have grown in here. So the moss is called Perobrium dosianum. It's an amazing kind of moss that's native to Asia, quite hard to get hold of over here in the UK. And we've got loads of tiny ferns growing from the moss and also from the tree fern. So I have no idea what they are, but they are a welcome addition. And also there seems to be some form of grass, I believe, growing here. Also don't know what it is, but let's see how it does. So right here is my biOrb Air 30, and this is a very special terrarium because it has a carbon filter, it has a built-in light which is perfect for plant growth, and it has its own fogging system to maintain levels of humidity. Inside this terrarium are some very special plants. I have some really nice rare philodendrons. If I'm being honest with you, I can't remember their names, but they are rare species. This luminous blue plant is a type of Selaginella. It's called a spike moss. It's somewhere in between a fern and a moss. But it has this amazing iridescent glow, and I think we can agree that it's a very beautiful plant. At the back is a begonia Scholzii, and again, a really beautiful small leaf begonia that will flower profusely, and the biOrb Air is perfect for that. At the front, I have lots of leaf litter, because inside this biOrb Air are 2 very beautiful dart frogs. Now, they're only living the first few months of their lives in here, and once they reach a certain level of maturity, I'm going to move them to another tank. But the biOrb Air is a great home for them because it has a really good amount of airflow coming from the top, and they have their own little pond here if they need to take a dip, and they have their own small house which you can see there, but more often than not I find them hiding in the leaf litter. all in all, I find this a really simple terrarium to care for because of the built-in systems. And honestly, it's probably the easiest terrarium of my whole collection, and it's one of my favorites. Okay, so this one is very special to me. It contains a jumping spider called Aerith, and anyone who is a Final Fantasy VII fan will know where that name came from. So inside is a tiny Ficus ginseng or Ficus microcarpa bonsai tree. A nice, beautiful piece of stone, but to be honest, the standout of this terrarium is the jumping spider who lives inside. So I'm actually going to place this down on the table so I don't scare her too much. So something worth noting is that it's not just about putting a jumping spider or any kind of animal just into a terrarium. This is a specific terrarium crafted for a jumping spider. So it has a cross airflow. There's an air vent on top and an air vent on the side. And that is vital because the jumping spider needs that airflow. It also requires a degree of humidity, and it gets that naturally from the terrarium itself through evaporation from the soil and transpiration from the leaves. Jumping spiders do need a sort of temperature level, so we don't want to be dropping below sort of 20 and certainly not above 25 or 26. But if you get those things right, keeping a jumping spider is super simple, and they are some of the most rewarding pets. They're very intelligent, they're incredible hunters, and excitingly, you can make their container look very beautiful, just like this one. So last but certainly not least is this colossal biOrb, which is a complete ecosystem. It's got some incredible plants in there, like this biophytum, these huge bromeliads. I've also got some really nice small bromeliads, some rare philodendron, and my ficus at the back has grown like wild. This is a really, really special vivarium. It's home to two tiny, very cute frogs who are unfortunately very shy. But over the past 9 months I've had this, it has grown exceptionally well. It has carbon air filters which keep the air really clean. It has a heater cable which really helps maintain a steady temperature, a fogger and a mister for maintaining that humidity, and it even has adjustable lighting with LED, UVB and infrared which replicates natural light, which is super important for animals. Climate control is incredible. You can have a desert, arid region all the way to a tropical rainforest. It even replicates the sounds of your environment. And the best thing about all of it is it's completely app controlled and automated. So all I have to do is top up the reservoir and feed the frogs. It really is a complete ecosystem. Thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Ben Newell and they were my 5 top terrariums. Be sure to follow biOrb and also follow my channel, Worcester Terrariums, on all platforms.